In a remote village, nestled deep within the mountains, named Valambra, life was calm despite the howling winds that seemed to whisper forgotten secrets. The villagers were close-knit, and among them a young man named Ion stood out. Brave and always ready to lend a hand, he was well liked by all. However, one night, a strange event shattered their routine. A dense fog descended upon the village, darker than the night itself. From this mist emerged a troop of peculiar characters, clad in long robes adorned with swirling patterns, with pointed hats perched atop their heads. They introduced themselves as the nocturnal magicians and claimed to be there to save Valambra from an ancient curse. A perilous bargain, the magicians explained that the fog was a harbinger of the Song of Shadows, a curse that awakened the spirits of the dead. These spirits did not come to haunt, but to lure the living into eternal slumber. Each night, a villager vanished, leaving behind a strange melody hanging in the air. The magicians offered a deal. They would protect Valambra, but on one condition. Each year, the village was to offer them a precious artifact buried deep within a nearby sacred cave. The village agreed, but Ewan sensed a discord in their words. Why were these magicians so eager to acquire these objects? Descent into the unknown, Ewan, accompanied by Lyra, a daring blacksmith, volunteered to retrieve the first artifact, a legendary pendant named the Ebony Heart. The cave was a maze of traps and haunting murmurs, but they eventually found the pendant. The pendant was hanging around the neck of a skeleton, oddly familiar. As they seized it, a piercing scream filled the air and they escaped just in time. Upon returning, they handed the pendant to the magicians. Rather than thanking the village, the magicians performed a ritual. A black light erupted from the pendant and a portal opened. From it emerged grotesque creatures, half shadows, half humans. Courage in the face of betrayal, Ewan realized the magicians had lied. They were not there to save the village, but to open this cursed portal. Their aim? To awaken an ancient being, the Shadow Mage, imprisoned for centuries. With Lyra and a few armed villagers, Ewan faced the creatures. But as they fought, it became apparent that the magicians had not disclosed the whole truth. The Shadow Mage was not merely an enemy. He was once the village's protector, betrayed by its inhabitants and confined to the void. A troubling truth. As Ewan managed to repel the creatures, one of the magicians grabbed him by the arm and whispered, "You are the heir of the Shadow Mage. You have been chosen to finish what he began. The blood of betrayal runs through you."
An impossible choice. Ewan opened his eyes to find himself in a spectral world where distorted versions of the villagers awaited him, pleading for release. Should he save his village, even if it meant perpetuating another betrayal?
Or yield to the Shadow Mage's power to reshape the world? Silence echoed, leaving the audience suspended in anticipation of his choice.